Welcome to today's discussion. We're diving into a chilling topic, Korea's most haunted places. Creatrip's article promises a journey into the uncanny, and we have an expert here to shed light on these spooky locations.
Indeed. While I wouldn't recommend visiting these places for a typical vacation, the stories surrounding them offer a fascinating glimpse into Korean folklore and cultural beliefs about the supernatural.
Exactly. The article highlights several locations, each with its own unique and terrifying history. Let's start with Nulbom Garden. What makes this restaurant so infamous?
Nelbaum Garden's reputation stems from a tragic family history and subsequent unexplained events. The deaths of the owners and their daughter, coupled with reports of phantom waitresses and mysteriously appearing side dishes, have cemented its status as a haunted location.
It sounds like a scene straight out of a horror movie. And the article mentions that even after the original owners passed, attempts to reopen the restaurant failed due to these strange occurrences. So, what are some of the specific incidents reported at Nulbom Garden?
There are numerous accounts of customers ordering food from a non existent female staff member, side dishes appearing out of thin air, and even reports of customers being slapped. These incidents, combined with the tragic backstory, created a powerful narrative that solidified its haunted reputation.
It's fascinating how a place can become imbued with such a strong sense of the supernatural. The article suggests that a priest eventually purchased the building, but it's now a hotspot for ghost hunters. What does that say about the enduring power of these stories?
It speaks to the enduring human fascination with the unknown and the power of storytelling. These locations become almost mythical, attracting those seeking thrills or validation of their beliefs.
Let's move on to another infamous location, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. This place gained international recognition, didn't it?
Absolutely. Featured by CNN Travel, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital's notoriety is partly due to its history as a former prison and psychiatric hospital where numerous deaths occurred under mysterious circumstances. The rumors of unexplained patient deaths and the director's suicide only fueled the legend.
The article mentions that despite being abandoned and fenced off, people still try to sneak in.
Yeah.
What's the draw for these urban explorers?
The allure is the thrill of the unknown, the potential for a paranormal encounter, and the challenge of overcoming obstacles to access a forbidden place. It's a test of courage, fueled by the chilling stories surrounding the hospital. However, it's crucial to remember that trespassing is illegal and dangerous.
The article also features Yeongdeok Haunted House, which seems to have a particularly tragic history linked to the Korean War.
Yes, the story of Yeongdeok Haunted House is deeply unsettling. The alleged burial of hundreds of young soldiers during the Korean War, coupled with subsequent unexplained events experienced by those who attempted to live there, makes it one of the most disturbing locations mentioned in the article.
The article mentions a couple who tried to open a seafood restaurant there, but the wife saw a ghost and fainted. Even shamans couldn't stay. What does this suggest about the perceived power of the spirits inhabiting the house?
It suggests a belief in a powerful, malevolent presence that transcends typical explanations. The fact that even those with spiritual beliefs couldn't overcome the perceived haunting speaks volumes about the strength of the local legends and the fear they inspire.
The article also briefly touches upon other haunted locations in Korea, such as Jeju Haunted House, Paldang Haunted House, and the Gyeongjan Abandoned Cobalt Mine. What's common among these places?
These locations share a common thread, a history of death and tragedy, often linked to violence or unexplained circumstances. The stories surrounding them often involve numerous deaths, making them potent symbols of the supernatural. They all have since been demolished, but the legends persist.
The demolition of these places doesn't seem to erase the stories associated with them. Why do you think that is?
The stories become ingrained in local culture and passed down through generations. Even without the physical location, the narratives continue to exist, shaping the collective memory and imagination of the community.
The article emphasizes that these places are not recommended for tourists. Why is that?
Beyond the legal implications of trespassing, visiting these locations can be emotionally and psychologically disturbing for those who believe in the supernatural. The stories are designed to evoke fear and unease, and for some, the experience could be genuinely unsettling.
So it's not just about the physical danger, but also the potential psychological impact of confronting these powerful narratives.
Precisely. The power of belief plays a significant role in the experience of these haunted places. For those who believe, the stories become real and the atmosphere can be profoundly affecting.
The article highlights the connection between several of these haunted places and the Korean War. What role does this historical context play in the narratives?
The Korean War left a deep scar on the Korean psyche. The immense loss of life and the trauma experienced during the conflict continue to resonate in the collective memory. These haunted places serve as tangible reminders of this history, blending the real horrors of war with the supernatural.
So the stories are not just about ghosts, but also about the unresolved trauma and lingering spirits of those who perished during the war.
Exactly. The narratives intertwine the historical reality with the supernatural, creating a complex and powerful tapestry of fear and remembrance.
How do these stories fit into the broader context of Korean folklore and beliefs about the supernatural?
These stories are part of a rich tradition of Korean folklore that includes beliefs in ghosts, spirits, and other supernatural entities. They reflect cultural anxieties and beliefs about the afterlife and the consequences of unresolved trauma.
So these haunted places aren't just isolated incidents, but rather part of a larger cultural landscape of beliefs and traditions.
Absolutely. They represent a continuation of ancient beliefs and practices, adapted and reinterpreted in the context of modern Korea.
Why do you think these stories continue to resonate with people even in a modern, technologically advanced society?
The human fascination with the supernatural is timeless. These stories tap into our primal fears and anxieties about death, the unknown, and the possibility of a world beyond our comprehension. They offer a sense of mystery and excitement, even if that excitement is tinged with fear.
So the appeal is a combination of fear, mystery, and a desire to explore the boundaries of our understanding of reality.
Precisely. These stories provide a space for exploring these themes in a safe, albeit fictionalized, context.
What's the importance of approaching these stories and locations with respect?
It's crucial to approach these stories and locations with respect for the historical context and the potential emotional impact on those who believe in the supernatural. These are not simply amusement parks for thrill seekers, they are places with significant historical and cultural meaning.
So it's about acknowledging the gravity of the events and the beliefs associated with these locations.
Exactly. Respectful engagement involves understanding the cultural significance and avoiding disrespectful or exploitative behavior.
What's the enduring power of these stories, and what do they tell us about Korean culture and society?
These stories reflect a deep-seated cultural fascination with the supernatural, a belief in the power of spirits, and a complex relationship with history and trauma. They highlight the enduring power of storytelling to shape our understanding of the world and our place within it.
So these stories are not just spooky tales, but also valuable insights into the cultural fabric of Korea.
Precisely. They offer a window into the beliefs, fears, and cultural values of Korean society.
Before we conclude, what's your final word of caution for anyone interested in learning more about these locations?
While the stories are fascinating, it's crucial to remember that trespassing is illegal and potentially dangerous. Respect the history and cultural significance of these places, and prioritize safety and responsible behavior. Enjoy the stories, but leave the exploration to those equipped to handle the potential risks.
So, appreciate the narratives from a distance and respect the local beliefs and laws.
Absolutely. Ultimately, these stories serve as a reminder of the enduring power of folklore and the human fascination with the unknown. They offer a glimpse into the cultural landscape of Korea, blending history, tragedy, and the supernatural.
It was a great discussion. Thank you for sharing your expertise.